The weekend is approaching. You plan to review for the 7 exams of next week during your weekend. Your father comes along in your room, offering you an opportunity to come present about a charity organization he's a part of, known as Humanitarian International, acronymed as HCI, and raise awareness for a topic you were already passionate about. Now, keep in mind, I was a child at that point, around 8 years old to be exact. I would say most people here in the audience would try to save their own dignity and abruptly decline. Yet, I agreed on a whim, since this type of event wasn't going to happen every day, and also because I wasn't certain that these circumstances would reappear in the future. I also wanted to continue the legacy of my family, in which my father, who has worked in the humanitarian field for over 20 years, has helped his home country of Morocco by raising more than $6 million across multiple relief projects. I was developing my English at a steady rate back then, and my father wanted to test out my newfound linguistic skills in front of the public. And sure, I was initially nervous, yet I somehow wasn't struck by the malevolent, sinister stage fright spell, and performed rather well. Since then, there have been many causes I presented and helped raise awareness for, such as the Somalian drought, the Syrian crisis, and the Rohingya refugees in Myanmar, among other humanitarian matters. I was also involved on the field. For example, I helped to distribute gifts and clothing to sick kids in a children's hospital in Casablanca, a major city in Morocco. I also helped distribute sports equipment to poor Moroccan neighborhoods. Now, we were consistently able to get a significant audience to our events due to the sheer passion the community had for the respective causes we were covering, which would mean that I would have to present it to a crowd in the high hundreds, in some rare occasions even thousands. Now, despite the organization's international location, therefore its mission and philosophy to deliver aid on the worldwide stage, we have also conducted events on the local level, such as the Québec flood in 2017 and Feed the Poor. Looking back, in hindsight, those presentations allowed me to build my character. They had a tremendous impact on me over the years. I started becoming more generous, helpful, considerate, becoming more aware of the abundance of resources, becoming more aware and grateful of the abundance of resources and comfort we have compared to the needy, and overall, I gained a whole new experience on the world at large. The opportunity HCI gave me, the great humanitarian organization that it is, was monumental, and I couldn't be more thankful for what they have done for me. I still shiver in fear to this day, thinking of an alternate timeline where I would have declined the honor. Now, listen up. If there's one thing, only one thing, you must take away from all this, it must be to give back to your community in whatever way you can. Remember, the butterfly effect here will be in full swing. Even the smallest of contributions can result in the greatest of changes. It doesn't need to be arduous physical labor or breaking the bank. We are all droplets of water in this vast ocean known as society. If one droplet splashes, it sends ripples. The more droplets splash, the farther the ripples travel. This creates an opportunity to deliver massive change and awareness to a specific cause. Knowing that you were involved in that change towards a much greater movement, a much greater entity, is nothing more than a fulfilling feeling. Believe me. This has been Ahmed. Thank you for your collaboration.